Welcome to Paranormal Junkie. Today, I'm going to go over 3 great poltergeist stories. Now, I love a good ghost story, and I know that you do too. There are tons of great documented cases out there, so this will be part 1, and over time, I will cover them all. Today, we're going to go over a poltergeist that uses children to talk for him, in a very creepy, possessed bed. Stick with us as we go over some of the best documented hauntings of all time. The Thornton Heath poltergeist case. Nearly 40 years ago, in Thornton Heath, England, a family was tormented by poltergeist phenomena. It all started one night when a radio turned on all by itself. Then the radio turned itself to a foreign station. This was the beginning of a string of events that lasted nearly 4 years. One of the most creepiest events occurred during the Christmas season when an ornament flew across the room and hit the husband in the head. Then the Christmas tree started to shake extremely violently. Now the family was very scared. They felt that this poltergeist was evil. Other events included constant footsteps throughout the house. One lamp kept falling to the floor. One night, the young boy of the house woke up to find an old man in old-fashioned clothing staring right at him. The young boy quickly hid under his covers and started to pray. What makes this poltergeist case so famous is one night the family had friends over for dinner. There was a very loud knocking at the front door. Then all of a sudden, the living room door flung open and all the house lights came on at the exact same time, making all the guests run to their cars in total fear. Shortly after this incident, their house was filled with professional investigators and news reporters, making this a very famous haunting. The Danny Poltergeist case. This epic poltergeist case happened when a loving father bought his son Jason a vintage 19th century bed at an auction. A couple days later, Jason told his parents he felt as if someone was holding down his pillow at night and was watching him sleep. He also said it felt like someone was blowing cold air down the back of his neck. His picture of his grandparents kept falling down or turning over. The next couple of weeks, very strange things started to happen in Jason's room. Oddly enough, his parents believed him. So the father decided to try to communicate with the spirit. The father asked the spirit its name and age, and left some crayons and a piece of paper in Jason's room. 20 or so minutes later, the father went back to the room. He couldn't believe what he saw. Something wrote down, Danny age 7, on the piece of paper. Now, the father was not in such a playful mood. He was scared. He knew no one went in or out of Jason's room. The father kept trying to communicate with the spirit. The spirit told the father that he didn't want anyone to sleep in that bed. The father agreed, but that didn't stop the spirit from causing chaos throughout the house, making the family look for professional help. Mr. Andrew, head of the Florida Society for Paranormal Research, investigated this case. After a very long investigation, he told the father that this was not a poltergeist. His son Jason had psychic abilities. A lot of paranormal researchers believe that all poltergeist cases are not the results of spirits, ghosts, or demons, but someone within that family has psychic abilities. But personally, I do not agree with this. Why did the activity only start to happen when the family bought the antique bed? Possession of objects is very well documented these days, and I believe the bed that Jason's dad bought was haunted. The Enfield Poltergeist case. This is one of the most famous hauntings, and one that I actually find very credible, although a lot of people think that it might be a hoax. One night, the kids of the house, Janet and Pete, started screaming their heads off. When the mother rushed in to check on them, they told their mother that their beds started to rock back and forth. At the time, the mother just thought the kids were just making it all up. But over the next couple of weeks, the family started to hear strange knocks and bangs on the wall. In this day and age, we know this is a clear sign of a possible poltergeist, or maybe even something demonic. What happened next made the Enfield Poltergeist case get worldwide attention. One day the drawers opened and popped off the hinges, then started to slide across the floor. The mother immediately got her children out of the house and ran to her neighbor for help. The mother was a divorcee, and her neighbor was a very strong man. She felt comfort knowing that her neighbor was there in her time of need. So the neighbor went to go investigate. He never said what happened to him, but he called the police right away. One of the policemen said while he was investigating, a chair flew right across the room. It wasn't long until the story got out and became very famous. During a professional investigation, the poltergeist would use a children's voice box and speak directly to the investigators. Most people thought it was the children having everyone on, but when one of the investigators asked how he died, he told the investigators, through the children, that he died by a hemorrhage in his head. When the investigators did their research, they found that a man did die in that very house from a hemorrhage in his head. Now there is no way that the children could know that, making the Enfield Poltergeist case a very amazing and very well documented haunting.
Let me hear you say my name. Come on, let me hear you say my name. That's not my name. Come on, my name's Morris. Let me hear you say it. Morris. Say Dr. Belloc. Come on, let me hear you say that. Come on, let's hear you say Dr. Belloc. Could you close that door down? Say Dr. Belloc. What is it? Now, if you squeak the bed, I can't hear you talking. Now, say Dr. Belloc. Come on. Come on, say it for me, Dr. Belloc. Dr. Belloc.
Right, that's good. Alright. Shut up her door. I'm 72 years old. I come from Durham graveyard. And I have right near the church where Rena lives. And all my friends come from there as well. And we all make a game and go to the pub. And then we pick your house. Because I used to live here. And I will tell you some more. And if you don't get anyone else, just set Mr. Work and Mr. Playback.
I want you to tell me whether you remember what happened to you when you died. Just before you died and just after you died.
Days before I died, my day, I went blind. Then I had an hemorrhage and I fell asleep and I died in a chair in the corner downstairs.
Bill, if you're there, would you answer me the following question? What have you done with Denise's 30p?
Headed down to the radio downstairs.
Sorry, Bill, can you say that again, please?
Headed down to the radio downstairs.
Righto, Bill, I'll go and look. Thanks ever so much. Why can't Janet feel you?
I'm invisible.
You're invisible? Why are you invisible?
So much H-O-S-T.
Did any friends go with you?
Yes, all of them. All the dogs, 68 dogs.
But what have you got 68 dogs for?
So that they can protect me from you killing me. They can bite your head off.
How can we kill you, Bill?
You can shoot me off.
Now how can we shoot you if we can't see you, Bill?
praying to God.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Bill.
I'm praying to God.
By praying to God. So, what you're saying is we couldn't get rid of you by praying to God.
Yes.